super chats, and our chief had a follow up. Savage with the $5. Why is a woman that don't date men asking about following men? John the Baptist with the $2. Men will protect women like Guah. Excuse me. Bob with the $10. Ladies, what's more important, marriage or a good relationship? In other words, would you rather be in a bad marriage or unmarried in a great relationship?
It's a valid question.
Yeah, let me come back to that. True Impact with the $10. Guay, just admit you are a 304 like other women in their 20s. You are 40. No man was with you for 13 years. It sounds cute and stable for the men. Show improve. It's cap. God.
These
damn.
cats is wild.
Savage with the Jesus Christ. Savage with the $5. Alex, you in a relationship for 10 years with a backup plan. You doing what you accuse Guay of doing on that high horse, acting better than. Yeah, this question. I feel like Love and I talking about this shit here. Bob, I know you didn't ask me, but these hoes rather be married, Bob. Yeah. Yep. What you guys think for the ladies?
We just had this conversation.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in a bad marriage. I wouldn't.
No, absolutely
At all.
not.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to get married, I would rather be in a great relationship or married than to be with somebody who's like doing those type of things to me. Nah.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Guay on that, and I said that I said that earlier today. It's funny that this question came up. Bad marriages suck. I'd rather be unmarried in a great relationship.
Yeah. I don't think so. What you think, Q?
I'm gonna get to the question in a second, but I think it's so funny. I'm gonna get to Savage real quick. How Savage can say more shit in typing than he can when he gets on this fucking panel. That's for one. Two, if he's talking about Miss Nay, she's with me, but she has dated men, so she can speak. So before you come for people, know they backstory or learn it the same way that we know that you now don't have a black wife, you just have half black children. So now put the question back up. Yeah, I think with the question that's posed,
you don't want me to give him a link, do you, Q?
Savage?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna say shit.
She's right. She's right.
I think an unmarried and in a great relationship would be the best choice out of the two options that you put there. For me personally.
Unmarried in a great relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if he left it as what's more important, marriage or a good relationship, would you guys say to that if these questions weren't combined?
I don't understand the question. Like, who would pick a bad marriage? I didn't understand the point of this question, honestly. What happened?
No, Bob, you want the link? No, I was saying link for Savage because of what Q was saying. So what if he siloed it? What if it was, lady, what's more important, marriage or a good relationship? Or what would you prefer? I guess maybe we break it up.
Okay, that makes more sense of a question. No one's gonna say I want a bad marriage. Well, can't they be? That's still weird. They can be both. They can be both. Like, who do you want, marriage or a great relationship? You're still putting the negativity on marriage. Like, you're still implying there's a problem with the marriage, even that question. Because you see what I'm saying? Do you want marriage or a great relationship? I want my marriage to be great. You're implying is the marriage is a bad marriage.
Well, how about this? Would you take a good marriage or a great relationship?
Okay. That's a better question. Thank you. Good versus great. Great. I'm gonna go with great Alex for 200.
Alex don't know shit.
I'm talking about Alex Trebek. You missed the whole entire joke.
Here you go.
Ain't he dead?
God rest the dead.
That has nothing to do with what I said. Him, cut it out. You deflecting like a mug. Shut up.
Talk about no Alex Trebek. Trebish. He's boring as fuck.
And yes,
Bob,
he did
what's up,
pass.
Bob?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? You got the super chats rolling. I said I got to get Bob on the panel. Welcome. Did you want to re-ask some of them questions? Did you want to address anything? Oh, you know what? So Bob, I don't know if you ever stayed. This usually happens at the end of the show, but we do questions, comments, or smoke.
Okay. All right. Are we doing that now, or you just want me to?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Questions, comments, or smoke?
Which one you got?
I'll take a comment.
Okay.
I'll take a comment.
No, what's your comment?
I heard the saying. I heard the saying one time that black women express their hurt but through anger. A black woman said that. Black women express their hurt through anger. And I've come to believe that's true. I thought a lot of black women were just angry just because they're the angry type. But I think there's a lot of pain in the black female community on a number of things. And it comes off even before you start talking. It comes off and you don't even know it comes off sometimes. And it turns a lot of men off. And like I say, as a man gets older, his options begin to grow. Why would he take on the task of trying to talk to a woman who on sight is going to see problematic?
So I'm gonna jump in before Q get his ass. I just think in general, most people respond to their hurt with anger because a lot of us haven't figured out how to deal with those emotions. And I think the one we can always readily identify with is anger. So most people in general, regardless of race or, gender, I think resort to that angry disposition first. And then you kind of sort through the madness after that. That's just my opinion.
Okay. That was one thing. That's the one thing, Risky. The question I asked, and I'm glad you said, what if it was just the front part, the marriage or a good relationship? You'll see women who are married and the guy is beating them up, the guy is cheating, the guy is doing all types of things, and they won't get a divorce. But we'll put the clock on a man who they're in a great relationship with and say, if we're not getting married by this point, you're out. It seems like women fight harder for staying in marriage than just being in a good relationship.
I see what you're saying.
And that's why I think marriage to women, a good relationship without marriage is incomplete, I think, to women.
Hence the argument towards Guah. Because if there were no issues in her 13-year relationship, but she didn't get married, it's like, damn, what happened?
I love Guah, but yeah.
To your point. Okay,
right.
I can see that. What do you guys? Okay, I see what you're saying now. What you guys think? That's a good point.
It's the incomplete part.
It actually is a good. That was a good point. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you.
Damn, Bob. Okay, Bob, you won.
Don DeMarco.
That's
No, I changed it. Damn, man. Okay, Bob, you got him smiling and shit. Bob is a pilot.
Yeah, I'm actually studying right now, man, through aircraft systems. I got to wake up here pretty early, but I caught you and I had to come in.
I appreciate it. Bob, do you have room for another girlfriend?
I do not. The one I'm with now is so very kind and sweet. No.
Damn it, love. All right.
Oh, no.
Well, Bob
I'm gonna beat you, but you shut up. I'm gonna beat you.
Hey, Bob, you the man.
Hey, thanks for making me admin. That was unexpected. I love what you do, man. You always got good stuff to say. You make me think. Panel, I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
You too, Bob.
Bob is dope, man. Damn, love you. See, you don't listen, man.
What did I do? He doesn't want. What did I do?
What, Corn?
What did I do?
What, Corn? What you doing with your hand, Corn? Stop doing that. Fuck. Yo,
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
nigga. If your hand, let me say something to you real quick. If your hand is hurting, like, do this. This what niggas do. Don't be fucking. I can't even do that shit. Fuck.
Corn got the invisible stress ball.
Oh, Savage want the link. Q, you want me to drop it for him?
That's from working out. That's from working out.
I'm gonna tell you. You could drop it, but I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go. He's gonna repeat what he said. I'm gonna school him, and then he's gonna say, "Oh, okay, that's it." He more spicy, like sassy in the chat than he be when he get on. So
Talk that
that's
talk.
up to you.
Talk that talk.
Wow. Why you call that man sassy?
Damn, man. Damn, Bob.
He
That
gonna
was a
sit
great
there.
point.
He gonna sit there. He gonna sit there and smoke his vape pen, and not say shit. So you could, I mean, you could give him the link, but I already know how it's gonna go.
Come on here.
Savage, what's
That's fun,
popping?
baby.
Let me just put it up here. Get it over with.
So, the beginning of this conversation was preference with what Guah was saying was disingenuous because her advice, no one knew or she didn't let on about her 13-year relationship. So the whole preference of her being a pick-me was that her questions or advice was disingenuous based on a question that she answered that was asked to her. That's why I brought up, if we keep this standard, then we can't have a panel, because then we'll have to preference every single thing in a conversation. That's why it's disingenuous for a woman that dates a woman to ask about how can you follow a man. It's not personal. It's the same exact logic that went on for an hour on attacking how bad of a person Guah was. When if someone asked her, how do you feel about said thing? And then she gives an answer, and now she's a pick-me based off her 13-year relationship. It's a bad standard.
Okay, so who was the woman who dates women who asked her about following a man?
Shay.
Miss Nay,
Yes, Shay.
who does not date women, who is with a woman who has dated men.
But is she dating men?
Currently, she is not, but doesn't sound like Guah is either.
Again, I wasn't the one. I wasn't one of the 3 women that set the standard that you can't be disingenuous with your advice or your answer without preferencing it before you say it. That was the standard you guys set.
You having an issue with that would be like us having an issue that you speak so much to Black issues. You're not
That's
Black.
fine. That's great.
So,
This isn't a Black issue. This was a woman's issue and a logic issue.
right, but
And
this
I'm
is a Black
addressing-
panel. This is a Black panel centered around Black relationships, which you speak heavily on. So, isn't that the same thing?
Where in anything did I say anything about Black people? Do white
Do you
people
not
have
come on this panel
relationships?
as a
Do- do-
panelist to speak?
Or do only Black people have relationships?
Do you know the premise of this show?
Do you know the Black man that has this panel has me come over here? He allows me to come
Absolutely.
over here?
I know.
Okay,
him.
so correct. So what is your issue with him allowing me on here?
You're not answering my question, which is exactly what I knew you would do. You'd get on here and not say shit. I'm asking you that because of what you're saying.
Well, you still didn't address the logic that I brought up in the chats and when I came up here. You just asked me a question about not being Black.
I asked you a solid question because it would be the same thing. You feel like a woman who is currently with a woman isn't entitled to ask a woman who's into men about following a man. Is that correct?
You're projecting. You're projecting.
Okay, so break it down and give clarity.
I'm using the same standard that was set to start the conversation. My feelings and beliefs have nothing to do with what was said. I don't have the standard that because of her 13-year relationship, when she gives advice on a question she's asked, that disqualifies her and makes her uppity or better than or grandiose or perfect. That's what you all said about her after you called her a pick-me and talked trash about her, and then went after her while she was on the panel. I'm using the same standard that you guys used. Has
No,
nothing to
that's
do with my
not. But
beliefs.
that's not what happened. If that's what you took from that, then you took away the wrong things. That's not what happened.
Literally was said, she gives advice and then
Mhm.
didn't bring up the 13-year relationship, which means that she's lying and being disingenuous. If
It just
you're dating
no. If you listen to anything that was said, we kept repeating the same thing, which is why Hamp started to call it was it a circular conversation?
it was a circular argument, yeah.
Yeah, we were saying the same thing, that it comes across as though she's all knowing.
Mhm.
So I don't understand what you processed. But again, it goes back to, I'm able to answer that for you. You still can't answer for me why you feel so inclined to speak about Black relationship issues on a Black panel, but you're not Black. But somehow that's okay. But it's not okay for a woman that you feel is not with men, is asking a woman who is with men about men. Isn't that the same shit? It put you and Miss Nay in the same category.
But I didn't hold that standard. I'm using your guys' standard.
Okay, so right there,
Alex,
exactly what I said would happen. He not gonna answer the question, so we not gonna get nowhere.
Because you're trying to hold me to a standard that I didn't set. I'm going off the standard you guys set. I even said in the very beginning we can't have a panel if we're going to use this as a standard. Then
Savage,
it was referred to.
when we had the race conversation, you guys did the same shit. Y'all don't want to talk directly about the fucking issue or the question. You want to talk around it, but you want to hold Black people accountable.
I'm not holding any. It has nothing to do with
Why? Then why
Black.
are you sitting here right now? And why are you asking the questions that you're asking? And you staying on your shit, but you're not answering none of my shit.
Because race has nothing to do with anything in this conversation. Race was not brought up at no point. When we're talking about the logic, you brought up my mixed kids. I didn't bring up you being Black. I didn't bring up anyone being Black. I brought up we're talking about Guah being a pick-me. You guys didn't talk about her being a Black pick-me. You didn't say that she was bad. You said she was talking a certain way for men.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I said had nothing to do with race in it.
Right. So I brought up your kids because that's a situation that people tend to have a misunderstanding on, right? People tend to not understand that because you have mixed kids, you don't have a Black wife. That's why I brought that up. You are misunderstanding that just because Miss Nay is with me, she has been with men, therefore she can speak on male relationship.
I don't think she can't. That wasn't
then that's your opinion. Then that's your opinion. That'd be like me saying I don't think you should be able to speak on Black issues because you got mixed kids.
My opinion has nothing to do with this. This is what you guys said about Guah. These are things you guys said.
Right. And I've addressed that and I've spoken to that. Where have you answered my question? What makes you so superior to Miss Nay if you feel like she's not entitled to speak about a woman following a man and she's not with a man currently, but you're not even with a Black woman currently, and you're on a Black panel talking about Black relationship issues?
Again, one, I'm allowed to be here by the Black moderator. Two,
right. And so she's allowed to comment in the comment section.
Again.
And she's allowed to be on the show. And she's allowed to pay the super
that
chat.
She couldn't. I used the same standard you guys used because it was said that when she gives advice, it's disingenuous because she's not letting on about her 13-year relationship.
It was
correct?
said that it comes across disingenuous.
Which made her pick me, correct?
That's not that wasn't the premise
but that's what was said.
That because she comes across as disingenuous, she's a pick-me, or because sounds like she panders to men that she's a pick-me?
All of that was said. She was a pick-me, and then when it was pushed down about what it was, it came down that she was giving advice about relationships and was disingenuous after knowing about her 13-year relationship. That's what was said. It's not my standard. You guys set the standard. It's a logical argument.
So what I'm gathering, and somebody else can give a quick synopsis if you like. Essentially, when Gray was talking and giving advice, and she's so matter of fact about it, it says that she essentially has no business giving it because her results don't reflect what it is that she says, i.e., the 13-year relationship. So then when Savage brings up Nay, don't talk about men and women's relationships because you failed in those and now you're with a woman now. So if that's the standard, nobody can really give any advice if they failed in said thing. Savage is saying you can't hold him to that because he doesn't agree, nor is he following that same standard. That's what I heard. That's what I took from it. If I'm wrong, love, if you had a
No, that's
different
fine.
take,
No, I'm following. I'm gonna follow right along with
not,
you.
and I'm
Because
not saying what cute wrong. I'm just saying that's what I'm
yeah.
gathering. Go ahead.
Well, then I'm gonna follow along that same logic. Then, so why is he commenting when he didn't have a successful relationship with the black woman on a black panel?
He's not
That's
using.
that
He's
same.
not. So that was the last part I said. Love. He's not agreeing to that standard, nor does he think that standard makes sense. He's saying, but if the panelists and they in the chat are following that standard, then they can't comment on these topics with men and
None
women.
of us can. Like
Yeah, essentially nobody can because
that's the point.
we all failed kind of
We're all
How
failing
do
the
we all
standard.
feel?
this
No, because it's
relationship. So like
successful
if you
marriage.
divorced, if you got divorced, you really can't be out here telling motherfuckers what to do in a marriage. That would be the logic. So the fallacy there is we all failed in this game of dating and shit like that. So
Like
when we
no
say
one
May
can.
can't advise because, or excuse me, Gway can't advise because she didn't accomplish that end goal in that marriage, it's disingenuous to actually tell her that because we all fail
But
in this
she
relationship.
can.
But
That's the thing. She can, right? Whether
Mhm.
or not somebody takes her advice is up to them because she hasn't
She
mastered it.
shouldn't. Sorry, she shouldn't. She shouldn't.
But she can.
No, I know
But
she can't.
again,
She shouldn't is the point. I
Right.
should
no,
have said.
But if we go there, we push it all the way to the end and say we shouldn't have this fucking show
that
That's what
because
was
we're
my
Savage
all
very
was saying.
flawed
first super
in every
chat.
area.
Yeah, that's what Savage was saying.
But that's not what I'm understanding, right?
No,
Because
I know.
you,
That's why we just talking it out.
Right. But the reason for that is because we don't come across as disingenuous because we share our truths and we share our stories, right? She doesn't
yes,
do that when she speaks, so it goes back to that tone and delivery.
but
No, you
again,
wasn't on the panel when I shared that story. That's a difference.
Right, but I've
Yeah.
been on the panel tonight and I've heard enough from you that to the point where I had to ask you, what is your daily flaw other than taking a shit?
Everybody has a daily flaw.
Right.
You
So,
know,
but
the
that's what I'm
point
saying.
y'all was making is that because I had I didn't get married, so I can't say when him asks or say something like, "Oh, black men are defaming black women," I can then say, "No, don't say that to black men because women are out here doing it to themselves because they're putting it on the internet and everybody can see, and that black men don't have to explain to other men because other men can see they got two eyes." So you're saying I can't say that because I didn't get married in the relationship that I was in.
yeah, then we had other
So
points
that's
of
what made, I
view
think
that
that
we want to
Alex
look
was the
at,
one that called me
and
a
I think
picnic.
that, but we keep on saying the same thing over and over again.
because
And
you
because
guys are not
Savage coming
listening.
in, no,
But
Savage,
Savage, you see, the thing is, Hamp saved you, right? And
he
Hamp
did,
allowed
he
it to
did.
be an all-inclusive thing, but you came for one particular person. So if it was that none of us are allowed because none of us have mastered the standard and all of us has failed, your ass should have said that, but you didn't.
I
You singled
did.
out one person, and you singled out the fact that she has not been, that she is not with a man.
I targeted Alex. My first super chat was that literally we can't have panels with this standard. That was the first super chat
Right.
I
So
sent
then
at the
you
beginning
would
of
have
the
left
show.
it there though. You could have left it there though, right? So now
You guys went at her for an hour off of this.
Right, but you could have left it there, right? But then you singled out Miss Nay and pointed out her lack of being with men, correct? So then whenever
Correct.
I did that with you with race, you got offended, and then Hamp came and saved your ass, and then so we now have to
No,
make
I
this an
didn't get
all-inclusive
offended.
conversation.
No, I didn't get offended. You
Yeah,
were doing the
you did
same
because you wouldn't answer it.
because it wasn't relevant.
You right, so you're gonna push it out as irrelevant.
No, because this is what you're not getting. You guys justified going after Guah off this premise.
Mhm.
I kept through the whole chat talking about this premise.
Mhm.
I went after Alex. Alex had a backup plan. She was talking about being disingenuous and being a pick-me to Guah. By the same standard, she's in the same boat that she's claiming that Guah's in. Your girlfriend or fiance or whatever she is, not that's not to be offensive, but I don't know what your actual status is.
Speaking.
But she was backing everything you guys were up in the chat. I made the same point. The point that I'm making is you guys are justifying going after her off bad logic, and you kept circling around, and it was an hour-long thing. And this whole point is, if you don't like what she says based on a question she's asked, then that's a thing. But to try to justify it with, well, you know, I've never lived in Texas, so I can't take anything Hamp says seriously, because like you guys are using a minuscule thing to disqualify something that's not relevant. If she's asked a question and answered, her personality.
She wasn't being attacked. She wasn't being attacked. Let's be very clear about that. No one attacked her. Not one time did Guah feel attacked on this panel. She even sat there and said she didn't feel attacked. But you guys, you men keep on using that inflammatory word, saying she was attacked. She was not. We were having a dialogue. And at the end of the dialogue, because she did say initially she couldn't take advice, she would not take advice from women. And then I asked her the follow-up question about taking advice from women that are married, and she agreed to that. So we came to a conclusion. We came to a good ending. But y'all didn't talking about attacking. I'm sorry, Q, go ahead.
I feel like there was a conversation being had, right? And in those conversations, Guah was bringing some clarity, right? And the other part of those conversations, she said things that then we held her accountable for. It seems like you inserted yourself in a conversation women were having with other women, and somehow you got bothered by that, and then inserted yourself, and to the point where you started bringing up people who are not even on the panel. Dana's not even here.
All right,
like you were reaching. So I can't entertain that.
Someone literally said that she had to preference her relationship status off of a 13-year relationship before she said something. Those exact words were used. Yesterday, Dana said some crazy shit, and I made the same point. Well, then she should have to preference that crazy shit anytime she says anything.
You sound ridiculous. You're taking everything out of context, and that was clarified yesterday from yesterday's show. Right. That is not what happened yesterday. I was on the show yesterday, and I clarified it, so did Dana.
Now this is a woman's issue. Now, Savage, this is a woman's conversation. Savage, this is a woman's conversation with a woman's issue, and you have so much more to say than what you had to say when we brought up a black and white issue, and you could have spoke up for your people more.
I don't need to speak up for my people.
But that's what you were here for. It was a black and white conversation. You said very little to y'all shit. But when it comes to black women issues or issues with women, which you don't fit in either of those categories, you got so much to say.
That's great. I don't need to defend white people. Like I don't.
Please put this nigga in the bathroom at some point, yo.
But I do think it's funny though that Love said that Guah wasn't attacked, but Risky had to tell her she should probably stop talking about Guah. She's not on the panel. And then continue to keep talking about Guah.
Oh, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. No, you're not going to deflect. Q made a great point. It landed. Address it. That point or not. Pick one.
I addressed it.
Not.
I wish you had this much fire. The only smoke you had was that fucking pen. That's it. I wish you had this much fire when it came to y'all issues. Because that would have been a great show.
It would have. It would have. But he ain't going to address what you're saying. So the answer is not, right? Boom. Okay, cool. Done.
Let me read these super chats real quick. It's only a few. Oh shit, where am I? This one? Oh, Sinead with the $5. Savage, you were with a black woman and turned away. I was with men and turned away. Sounds like the same. We switched teams. That ain't a team switch. Yo, Nate, go to bed. Go to bed. Angry Snowman with the file. This is why you only talk to women with their clothes off.
That's crazy.
That was nuts.
Oh, man, these niggas is crazy. Hey, hold on, Mr. White, who won, man? You on mute?
Oh, you on mute?
He should stay on mute. He should stay on mute. Stay on mute.
Nah, Savage kicked y'all ass.
He always say that same entire thing every time he comes on here. He always
gonna pick the weakest person. Savage. I would not even take that as a compliment. He is such an instigator. You guys have no idea. He's always gonna pick the weakest argument and say that person kicked ass, and you see him smiling through the whole shit.
But to be fair, it wasn't. To be fair, but listen. To be fair, it wasn't about winning.
It wasn't. No,
always
well,
about
tell Adrian
winning.
that. Tell Adrian that. Savage. Tell Adrian that because he's
Savage is always about winning.
No, tell Adrian that. He meant it. It wasn't about winning. Adrian, he said he's talking to you.
But listen, guys, I want you to realize that 99% of the time when I'm talking, I'm talking about hypocrisies in arguments. Like when we had that panel about relationships, I didn't troll at all. I was 100% transparent. Most of the times when we're having these conversations, there's hypocrisies that happen in these conversations, and I point those out. That's all I do. And I do troll because trolling is fun to some degree.
Corn, you see how stupid I look? You see how feminine I look, Corn?
That's a good way. That's a good way to check conversation.
I bet Will does that at home.
Who?
I bet Will Smith does that a lot at his home.
Oh my God, Will Smith be in his home fucking skipping all types of shit. John the Baptist with the $5. Salvage. Good God.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Salvage. Rest in your win. You won the debate. Damn, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Savage, you have any last words? Apparently, you took a W today.
No, but Q. Honestly, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or come at your relationship or any of that. I was just pointing out hypocrisy. That's all I was doing. Like, don't think that I was trying to be mean to your old lady. And Alex, I wasn't trying to be mean to you. I like, you're married longer than me. Like, it's not a personal thing. But if we're gonna hold standards, we got to hold a standard, and like that standard is just illogical because none of us are good at anything. We're not great at everything. Like, we're all flawed. So any argument that we would have would fail because we're humans. But everyone have a good night.
Here's the thing, Savage. You can't be so spicy in text and then come on here and start apologizing and shit. Like how you was, just keep that same energy and stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I felt like you was being that offensive and I took it that personal, that's tough titties for me, right? But at least you being a real one and you standing on your shit. But you gonna come on here exactly what I said you would do, you did. You know, like you can't do that. The same energy you have when you're typing, keep that when you come up here. When you get that link, it's going like hot butter popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like
I understand that.
We're not apologizing unless we really take it there and go too far. But you can't apologize for something you assume.
But what I'm saying is I'm not being disrespectful, and I want that to be clear that I wasn't trying to be disrespectful because it was your relationship because she is dating you. It would be out of pocket if I said something like that to Hamp's wife. If I was being disrespectful, so I don't want it to come off that way. I was just doing a logical point. Regardless if we're trolling and talking shit, I just don't want you to think that it was malicious. That's it.
But again, that would be on me, right? If I felt that way. No, because I know what disrespect is.
Yes, but
again, I know what disrespect is. What Reese did was disrespectful, and when I recognize it, it will get addressed.
I don't know.
But you were, yeah, you didn't take shit too far, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying you took it far enough to get the link.
Well, but yeah, just it's not personal, guys. Have a good night.
No doubt. Nah, what I just heard Savage say was he beat your ass without trying.
Nah. Nope. Q, I think the sentiment he was sharing was men stay away from commenting on other men's wives. that's basically what he was trying
No,
to.
yeah, I see where he was going with that, but again, you can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you start there, finish there. You know what I mean? Like, if that was the case, like I said, he would have just said in general, I don't think any of us are qualified because yada yada yada, and he would have left it there. Or when he spoke about the whole panel, he would have just left that there. But when you took it there and you started name dropping, you gotta come on here and you gotta stand on that. There's no
Well, I
no
think
room for apologies at that point.
the key to it is, I think I hear what you're saying. The key to it is, I use Guay as a tangible example for proper perspective to trying to paint the narrative, and then so he used tangible examples because they resonate more. You know, if I say Joe Schmo, who's a nobody, you don't have any frame of reference. So I think, maybe he kind of took that from when I started it and kept it going. But I understand what you're saying.
But and him, you got to stop doing that shit too. Always clarifying for these niggas and saving them. Like, it was what it was. He said what he said, and we good.
That's the job.
Yeah, don't stop doing that because it makes
you don't be saving me.
No, but he don't do that. But he don't do when he does that for the women. What is he called? What's the title?
That's all
I'm saying.
Yo, hell yeah! That last week they was trying to. I was like, but I do clarify points. But hey, man, sometimes I can feel like I'm saving them, but that's the job, man. That's my talent. Bees with the $10. Love banging again. You see, she got that red on. She might, Hey, keep taking those L's, and I'ma move on. Bees was popping. John said, "I'm driving $2." So you driving? So you added an extra letter. Okay.
Right.
So you get technical. You get all right. I understand. All right, I think that's the last one. Damn, man. This shit was funny as hell, though, man. Simp, man. You got Corn, Will Smith. Okay, I'm just, damn, man. It just, simp. Simps. Last thing, Alex, are simps dangerous?
Yes.
Yes. Are they more dangerous to men's reputations or women's ego?
I would say to a man's reputation.
Yeah. I feel like they be blowing y'all average women's heads up. And then y'all be walking around here like your shit don't stink, and then you be surprised when your bubble get burst.
Yeah, then they want to talk about the lighting in your room here.
You feel me?
Shit like that.
Motherfucker like a Bearilla, man. Oh man.
But you talking cheese.
Dan, Guay, did you have any last thoughts?
No, I mean, I just came up here to like say my piece and stuff like that. I think that I actually really do feel like, because my point of view is not in line with what women should think like, I think that's where you see a lot of women have some type of angst, because then they feel like you're siding with the guys when what you're saying, if they take feelings out of it, is actually the truth, because you're not defending women that are doing good. You're actually talking about women who are out here representing, because they're the loudest, they're representing women in a bad light. So if I come on your panel and you ask me a question, I should answer the question. I shouldn't have to say, okay, well, before I answer the question, by the way, I was in a 13-year relationship that didn't work, so let me just put that out there first before I answer the question. So I think that's what most of the women on the panel, because you notice that they all always side with each other. They're always on the same page. And I'm like the one that doesn't in line with what their train of thought is. So, but I mean, I would say, like, I will always stick to who I am, whether, anybody like it or not. So that's just me. I'm always going to stick to that. And if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you my honest answer. And I don't really care who likes it or don't like it, But it was a great show, and thanks for letting me up.
No
I
doubt, no
gotta
doubt,
go
no
chill.
doubt. Be safe.
All right.
Go say hi to the family and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my family. All right, bye.
All right, peace. Yeah, Mr. White, just real quick. The simp. Who is he more? Who is he more dangerous to, men or women?
Women, the woman's ego, because then they be expecting that from everybody else, and that's just another excuse for them to leave them too, because they're not matching the energy that the simp be matching. So definitely to a woman's ego. And hold on, I know you about to go around the pedal, but I got a quick good question though, right? Or an observation. You notice how women only complain about another woman's tone or the way they say something when they're saying something that they don't agree with? But any other time, if it's somebody saying something that they agree with and they yelling it don't matter how she say it, they're like, yeah, she right. Yeah, she right. That's it.
Oh yeah. Alex is the main one. Dana be cussing somebody out. Alex will be popping her neck, rolling her eyes, all types of shit going on. But yeah, I'm glad she hopped off. You got my damn nerves. Love.
Leave Alex alone.
To
answer
who's
your
more?
question, I think
Yeah.
to answer your question, I think simps are more dangerous to men, and no woman wants a simp. No woman wants a simp. We don't go out looking for simps. Cut it out. That's all I got to say.
Did you answer my question?
I said men.
Yeah,
and then I went, thank you, Corn. I did, didn't I?
Oh, men want simps.
No, I said men. Simps are more dangerous to men. I said that. And then I said, and no woman wants a simp. No
Oh, yes.
woman wants a simp. We don't go out
You
looking for
don't.
simps.
You don't want the top dog. Trust me, you can't
I
handle
do.
it.
I would love it. I would
You
love
can't
it. I
handle
want
it.
to. I
Trust
want to.
me.
I want to just relax. I want the soft life. Just do it. What you
No,
want me
no,
to
no,
do?
no, no. Top dog, you have to serve
I'm a serve. Actually, I'm a natural serve. I'm a
and
natural born servant.
be a sister wife. Corn, who's
Hell no.
the
Can I
simp more? Who's the simp more dangerous to, men or women? Huh?
Oh, I feel like it's more dangerous to men. Same like thing. I feel like men not having a backbone is a so women they think that's what they're gonna get. I think that can definitely give a man a bad light. So yeah, I think it's more dangerous to men.
Yeah. Q, what say you?
I say in our society, the simp is the ideal mate for the narcissist. And if you know anything about narcissists, they are ego driven. So yeah, the ego for sure.
I think simps are probably more dangerous to men because they're inflating these women's egos, and then they don't think they average, and so they don't think average men qualify. I think there are some things that automatically make you a simp. Sleeping on the couch. And this is a righteous thing, but it still gives you you qualify. And I gotta say it, being a stepdad. I have to say.
Wow.
Yo, and
What?
it's a righteous act, and you got to be selfless. And all these kids need dads. You know, a lot of them don't have it.
How is that a sip? You gotta. I need more than that. You can't just throw that out there.
No, and I'm saying it's righteous, it's selfless. But when they graduate, they run into their daddy, and they calling you John. Thanks, John. Hey, Dad. Like, yo, like it just. It's true. You because to take care of raise another man's kid, I mean that is almost like if it was in a dictionary, that would be they put it in a sentence, that would be in there. I'm not saying it is a simp tendency.
No, I don't agree because it was a package deal. I didn't get the woman without him, and it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even talking to you, Playboy. I didn't say nothing. I didn't even.
Yeah, but I'm
You
a
looking at
stepdad.
me? I ain't
You know
even
what I'm
looking
saying?
at you.
I'm a stepdad. So now it definitely can be depending on how you run your home, depending on the decisions and things that are, made.
Yeah.
So like I make decisions for my stepdaughters just like my normal daughters. They all get treated the same. The law is the law, period, and nobody can change that.
Mr. White, I love you. You good. You just that's so if there's a categories, you got to check over there in the simp category. That's all it is. And again, I'm not saying it's bad.
Put a poll up, not on this because we about to end, but put a poll up or something else. Put a poll up.
Look, Savage say risky. I'm a beta simp. You got me $2. Yo, man. Oh shit, Savage said Joseph was a simp. Nah, I don't know why they keep telling y'all that in them churches. Jesus is Joseph fucking son, bro. Y'all need to read Hebrew, but I don't feel like kicking nobody ass with that shit right now. I know, love. I know you got your goddamn boot, man. Shit.
Say what? Say what?
I smoked your boot so fast you went over and got drunk. After we finished talking about the Bible. Q. After I finished talking about the Bible, she went over and started drinking. I said, damn, okay, that's what that does to you. Okay, I see.
You know he's making this up, right?
You needed a ride home, goddamn it. Damn, man. Listen, man, I love you. Let me see. Any more super chat before we get the hell out of here? John the Baptist Files. Hemp don't use John as a stepdad, but stepdad back cleanup. Cleanup is good, right? The cleanup hitter bats fourth, right? Because the bases could be loaded and he knocks all the runs in. Right?
Just like a stepdad do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he might be the bat boy. Maybe that's what you meant, John. He said, don't use John. My bad. Damn, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I do not fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Love. Final thought.
This was an excellent podcast per usual. It was very entertaining and very informative. My last thing I have to say is I think that when women are talking to women, men need to stay out of it because nobody asked you to join our womanly conversation. Just like you sat there, it's like men always say, when you hear men talking, be quiet. When you hear women talking and nothing is being done and abusive, be quiet. Let women talk. We gonna handle and be all right. Just like you saw what happened tonight. Good night.
Word. Corn.
So I am not a simp. Will Smith is not a simp. We're in this together, my brother. But no, I just want to say that I think as men, we just got to make sure we step up, man. That we be there for our women, and I pray to God that we don't look at them as being beta males, simps, or whatever. That we can be good men, that we can be a comfort zone for our women, and that we can just show them the way that love needs to be. And so that's all I want to say.
Amen.
What? Q.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to our guest. Shout out to the motherfucking chat, yo. Y'all be getting on my nerves, but I love y'all for real. And if you are a simp and in need of some healing, make sure you go on Amazon.com and order this book, Peace, Happiness, Love, The Journey to Healing.
Word. Mr. White.
Definitely, yo. If you a simp, man, go get some healing. Go get you a therapist. Get you a coach. Get you a something. You definitely have to do. Definitely got to do better. Yeah, man. I just hope y'all have a good week, man. Definitely have a good week, and I encourage you all to just come from a place of gratitude. Be grateful for where you at and the things you have.
Word. I have to. If you're a simp, don't go to therapy. It is an affirmation space. They can only give you so-called tools to be successful, but it's only based on what you tell them. They can't actually instruct you. Go to a fucking barbershop. Go play football. Go play basketball. Go do some rough shit. God damn it. To get you out of your simpish ways. Fuck you talking about. And love, don't unmute. Don't unmute when motherfuckers say corny even say nothing. You just talking about all right. Nobody want to hear that
I
shit.
said amen. I said amen. He said,
And
he said love
secondly,
your wife.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking at you. Secondly, we may need to butt in on y'all conversation. Y'all ain't that damn sharp. All right. So y'all need men to kind of, okay, you're going a little bit too far to the left, a little bit too far to the right. Let me get you guys back in order. So yeah, that's the job. When Q's there, sometimes I let it go. If you just y'all like regular women, nah, fuck that. Nope. Not doing it. Nope.
If you don't shut up talking that nonsense, I notice your final thought.
Like,
Cut
share,
it out.
subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.